usually you just do your little lounge thing. Make sure you show the stain.
No. Why do you have to expose me? Okay.
Mary Chrysler.
I have one Christmas sweater, and since we're talking about Christmas stuff today, I was like, oh, I'm going to put on my one Christmas sweater. But since I only have one, and I wear it probably once a year, because I'm not a really big Christmas sweater person.
Christmas is once a year. If you
I know,
wore
but
more than
some
that, that'd be
people wear a Christmas sweater every other day in December. And that's not me. So I have one Christmas sweater that I bought, which is this one that I love. And then my mom loves buying me ugly Christmas sweaters. But I wear those for my mom so they're at her house in Calgary. So whenever I go down for Christmas, I don't have to worry about packing it. It just stays there. But anyways, this is the sweater that I like to wear. But I only wear it once a year. And last year, I guess I spilled some mustard on it. And I didn't wash it because I only wore it once a year and I forgot. So I just put it on. And I put my hair like this so I didn't have to talk about it. But then you just have to out me for my mustard stain.
You're a messy girl.
I am. This is why I don't wear white things also.
I don't have any Christmas sweaters.
That will change this year.
And every Christmas, I think about that because there's some situation where I'm like, oh,
yeah,
could have had a Christmas sweater. I don't have one.
I know for
we
a
can
fact.
make one. Maybe we should get blank sweaters and we can like sew Christmas things onto
that'd
it.
be fun.
Maybe we can do that in Calgary.
Yeah. That'd be really cute. But I know for a fact because so last year you didn't come down for Christmas. You came down after Christmas.
You
it was
didn't
a
like
new
me enough
relationship.
yet.
Well, no, you actually said that. You said that you would prefer not to come down for Christmas because you didn't want to overstep on like family stuff.
Yeah, I'm pretty polite.
So you came down on Boxing Day. But you're coming down for Christmas this year.
Real Christmas.
And you'll probably get a sweater.
Does your family do that?
My mom does that.
Oh, that makes sense.
My mom loves it. My dad, I think, is starting to grow to love it. When it first started, he was pretty indifferent, a tad rebellious. My brother hated it, but now likes it because he loves my mom. And I think we can all acknowledge now how much my mom really loves it. When we all wear our Christmas sweaters on Christmas, like, it makes her day. So now we wear them for my mom.
Yeah.
So we'll have to get you a Christmas sweater, but it has to be ridiculous.
Yeah.
They're not pretty.
I don't want to.
They're not nice.
You don't
Christmas
wear a
sweaters.
Christmas sweater to look nice.
And for example, the one that my mom makes my mom thinks that she's really funny. She is. This is pretty funny. Like the first Christmas sweater, because I think she knew regardless of what she got my dad, he wasn't going to wear it. But she got him a Happy Birthday Jesus Christmas sweater. And my dad's an atheist. So
that's good.
So you can wear that one because that
Happy
one's
birthday,
okay.
Jesus. Sorry, your party sucks. I'll wear a Happy Birthday, Jesus.
We also have some Rick and Morty Christmas sweaters now.
I do want one of those.
I
could see myself, if I had a variety, I would wear them throughout December.
Yeah. So the one that
like
my
the
mom
12 days of Christmas sweater
got me that she loves is a giant knitted Rudolph shirt, but Rudolph has like sparkly blue sunglasses on, so they're sequins. It's like stitched in with sequins.
Wow.
And then the
That's
Rudolph
nice.
nose is like a giant pom-pom.
Yeah, why are Christmas sweaters always 3D?
I don't know.
They always have like something on them that's
know.
like off the shirt. Like even that's kind of 3D.
Well, I like this
You got
because I
beads
like
on it.
polar bears, and I like that he has a little he looks like a Coca-Cola bear.
Is that
And
a
that's-
segue into?
I think so.
Okay.
I have a lot
You
of
had
questions.
question.
Well, I want to say how much I know based off of what I hear on the streets. And I want you to fact check it because this is how I've been living my life. People tell me things, and I'm starting to realize now that I'm an adult, when people tell you things when you're a kid, you just take it to be fact. But now I'm starting to fact check these things that I grew up with. And I'm curious.
What age you?
Don't worry about it. I'm curious
I
about...
just realized that maybe I shouldn't.
Shut up. So I heard, and we're talking about Santa, everything that has to do with Santa. So stop listening
'Kay.
now if you don't want to talk about Santa in depth.
Do you want me to read what I just?
Well, I want to first say what I know.
Okay.
and then I want you to fact check it.
Okay.
So I heard that Santa, so Saint Nick was a thing in Christianity that existed, but Santa, the look of Santa Claus was created by the Coca-Cola company for marketing. Their beverage. That is what I've heard. So
Full stop? Are you done?
So
or is he
what
more,
I mean
more
by
in this?
that is like the old man with the white beard and the red.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was created for Coca-Cola, which
Yeah.
makes sense. It's the Coca-Cola colors.
Yeah.
But for some reason, that got so big that everyone just accepts that to be Santa now.
Well, not for some reason, because Coke has millions of dollars for marketing and advertising.
That's my question.
All right. Would you like me to cross-check your
Yes.
theory? Based on the skimming I just did right before you said that, you are actually correct.
Wow.
No, Coca-Cola did not invent Santa, but its advertising campaign starting in 1931 heavily popularized and standardized the jolly, rosy-cheeked, white-bearded figure we recognize today.
That's wild.
Yeah, so they drew from Saint Nicholas, the OG Santa.
Who I think is a ginger.
Before Coke, Santa's appearance varied wildly, but illustrator Haddon Sundblom's warm human depictions for Coke. Wait, was he not human?
I don't know. Well, because then there's the folklore about it. You know,
Is Saint Nick human?
what's the guy that Dwight in The Office talked about? And I think, is that a German folklore?
Yeah,
or is
there's
that...
well.
And that was more of a creature.
So in Norway, they have like have you seen the Norwegian Santa, or not Santa, just like Christmas parades? Their
No.
Christmas people are like monsters.
Yeah.
And theirs is more of like Santa, if you're good, he gives you presents. These guys are more like, if you're bad, they come and
Like Krampus
steal
or
your shit.
Krampus?
Krampus. I think it's called
Krampus.
Krampus, yeah. Yes, Saint Nicholas was real, historical human being. What?
Yeah, he was real. And I think he
Oh,
was
he was
ginger.
like he was like an actual dude.
Yeah. Most saints are real people. I think most of them are.
The modern mythical figure of Santa Claus is a legend inspired by the life of the 4th century Christian bishop. Oh, this guy's like Jesus.
Yeah. Well, he's not like
Well,
Jesus.
no, but he's
There's
like
more
Jesus.
evidence of Saint Nicholas being alive than Jesus. Sorry, Jesus. But
I'd prefer Santa over Jesus. The modern image of Santa, combination of historical
same thing with Saint
It's a real
Patrick. That was
person.
just a guy. For Saint Patrick's Day, that was a guy.
Yeah, but there's not really like a saint. There's not like a Saint Patrick
Well, there's like
version
a
of Santa. It's a
Leprechauns?
leprechaun, though.
I don't know.
Is that Patrick? Like
What?
Saint Patrick is a leprechaun? Is that what they call leprechauns?
I don't know.
But anyways, so you are correct. Santa Claus, the visual of Santa Claus,
Was created by
was created by Coke.
Okay, my second thing I'm curious about, and we kind of talked about this in our last
Fucking
episode,
great marketing.
about how was it Christianity that picked the 25th because
Oh.
it was similar to the pagan holiday?
So,
Is that why they did that?
Yeah, just let me. Key reasons for December 25th. The date coincided with Roman celebrations like Saturnalia and the Feast of Sol Invictus, a solar deity, allowing Christianity to absorb and Christianize popular traditions. Sorry, I'm struggling with reading right now. But essentially, they chose that date because the pagans already had celebrations on that date. And they were like, well, it's a lot easier to become Christian if you just kind of shift what you're already doing. You know? It's like if someone came into Thanksgiving and was like, everyone now eats octopus, not turkey. It's a lot easier when Thanksgiving already exists. Whereas, like, if they were like, July 28th, everyone eats octopus, it's like, no. But if you kind of shift something that already
I get
exists.
that. And then my other thing was, you said that they also did fact checks of when Jesus could possibly be conceived, and that aligned with the 25th.
So they
Is that why they
thought-
did that as well?
They thought that Jesus was conceived on March 25th, which is 9 months prior to December 25th. And that was kind of
So
like
those
their-
are two separate things that just happened.
But I thought Jesus was born in like
I think
May.
Jesus is born in the summer.
When was Jesus born?
Oh my gosh, this just gave me a wild flashback to my grade 3 classroom.
Between 6 BC and 4 BC. No, not. While Christians celebrate the birth of Jesus on December 25th, the Bible doesn't state exact date, but historians. I thought there was a big thing where it's like he was born in the spring. That's why Christmas doesn't make sense.
I think that's a thing.
Was Jesus born on September 11th? Some theories propose Jesus was born on September 11th. How much evidence is there that Jesus was actually real?
That's a whole other rabbit hole. And we're talking about Christmas today.
Okay, sorry.
We're talking about Christmas. Is there any Christmas facts that you grew up with that you're not sure are real or not?
My family wasn't religious at all.
Yeah, but Santa's not like religious.
I know, like we celebrated Christmas, but we celebrated Christmas as the non-religious people celebrate Christmas. It's just like presents, fucking like I didn't associate Christmas with Christianity or religion at all growing up. Like it had the only thing was that Christmas was the only time that my family prayed before dinner.
Why?
I don't know. Ask my fam. I don't know. It's just like that was to me, praying and saying like amen and all that shit was a Christmas tradition. And we did it on.
So we'll pray this year for you.
And we did it on Thanksgiving and Easter too.
So
but like I never thought of it as like as like, oh, it's the religious time to be Christian. You know, it was just like, to me, praying was something you do before a big dinner.
Are either of your parents Christian or Catholic?
I think my dad grew up Catholic. My mom, no, I don't think. But yeah, no, for me, like, I never really clued in because no one explained it to me. Mm-hmm. I just associated that, like, when my family gets together for a big dinner, because that was the only time we did, was Easter, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, you pray.
Did you, and you only went to public schools?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they don't do anything.
See,
there.
I grew up in Catholic schools, and a big part of the curriculum and of our weekly practices were things like we had to go to church as a school. No. We had assemblies where we sang hymns.
The only time
we had like a live action advent calendar every single year where you had to walk around with a rosemary and pray.
The only time I went to church when I was younger was for a year I did Boy Scouts, and it was in a church.
Yeah.
That's it. I was very... we weren't anti-religious. We just like had no association with it. Yeah. But Christmas was just time to pray, you know? And I never knew what was going on. It was just my grandma saying, grateful for this, grateful for that. Bless this food. Amen. Amen. And I was the kid that was like, opened his eyes and like looked around the table. Everyone was looking down because I was like, what's everyone doing? Like, why are we doing this? Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. No, Christmas was just like, my idea of Christmas when I was younger was just like, it's just fun. It's like time to not go to school. I used to go to my cabin.
Oh, nice.
So it was just like skating and
presents. And then another thing that I always did every Christmas, but I'm starting to realize, I think because I grew up in a church setting, is that we did Secret Angels, which you discovered about yesterday when someone found one in a parking lot and did it, and we watched it on Instagram.
I think I've heard of that. I didn't know it was called Secret Angel.
Well, there's a lot of different names for it. Sometimes they're called Secret Angels or just Angel, and it's pretty much a couple different organizations run them, but they go to families who don't have the resources to get presents for their family, and then you buy their presents for them.
Yeah, we did. I don't know if we did that, but I know what that is. The school, like our school did it and stuff, where you could like bring it in and blah, blah, blah.
And then there's different things, like the less specific ones are just those toy donation bins.
Yeah.
But
we should donate some shit.
We should. I have so a pile of stuff. Well, for stuff like that, I know that they like new toys. Like you can't...
Yeah, we're not going to give someone a used. No.
But...
we can go buy some toys.
We should do that. Yeah. I love doing that. I did that every year. And then when I stopped going to church, I stopped doing it just because you just don't see stuff like that advertised. outside of
Well, all the places do it. Like all the
Toys R Us. Well, I just don't really go to malls and stuff like that anymore.
No, I mean
know
like
that
all
there's
the
usually like a toy box
all
at
the
malls.
charities and stuff.
All
do it.
charities? Yeah, we should do that.
Because I remember going to one, and it was just like a massive room filled with fucking presents. And I don't remember if I wrapped presents.
Mm-hmm.
We did something. Maybe it was a part of a team thing. I don't know. But I remember doing that, like actively going and like wrapping presents for kids and like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I like doing stuff like that.
Yeah, we could do something like that.
Yeah, we should look into that.
Do you have any more thoughts?
So
Ideas
going back to like the pagan thing, of that's why they.
What the fuck is a pagan?
Isn't that Ireland?
A pagan is someone who follows a polytheistic, nature-based, or non-Abrahamic religion.
Where does it originate from?
Oh, so a pagan is literally just someone who doesn't fucking believe in Christianity. It's also self-adopted label for diverse modern religions like... Oh... I thought pagans were like... I thought pagan was a synonym for... not synonym, but like... If you're a Christian or you're a pagan. Pagan just means you don't believe in Christianity.
I think it's a little bit more than that. But...
It's a little bit more than that, but it's like... a term historically used by Christians for those outside their faith. Mm-hmm. So if you believed in something else, like here it's saying Wicca? Have you heard of that? Druids.
So that's like Stonehenge and all that
heathenry.
stuff.
Wicca? I thought the Druids were Stonehenge.
I don't know.
So many gods, so many religions.
It's interesting.
Anyway, sorry. What were you
But anyways,
curious about?
I was curious why, because in Christianity and Catholicism, which I grew up in, there's something called Advent candles and an Advent wreath. I'm curious why there's candles. And since I now know that there were little... they had a strategy as to why they picked December 25th. I'm curious if they had a strategy as to why they picked those candles and if they connected it to the candles.
Okay, so what am I
in Hanukkah?
What am I looking at?
Oh, if we have candles too, maybe Jewish people will convert.
What am I looking at?
I don't know. Why is there candles in an Advent calendar?
Why?
And is it connected to Hanukkah?
That's a big question.
Well, I don't know.
Why are there candles in an Advent calendar or on?
Advent wreath.
In an Advent wreath?
Wreath. And is it connected to Hanukkah?
An Advent. I don't think Google's going to like how long that is. So I'm just going to start with the first one. Candles and Advent wreaths symbolize the growing light of Jesus coming into the world, making the 4 weeks of Advent with themes of hope, peace, joy, and love, culminating in the celebration of Christ's birth.
Yeah. And then why are there candles on a Hanukkah? I don't know what it's called.
Or in Hanukkah? On a Hanukkah.
Do you know that thing that I'm talking about?
Like
What's
the
it
12 when there's like that weird candle stand
Yeah, it looks
thing.
like a chandelier. What is that?
Why are there 9 candles on Hanukkah? Sure, let's try that. There are 9 candles on Hanukkah because 8 candles represent the 8 days of the miracle of oil, and while the 9th, shamash, is used to light the others, as it's forbidden to use the Hanukkah lights for practical purpose. What? Each night 1 candle is lit, culminating all 9 candles burning on the final night, symbolizing the miraculous oil that lasted 8 days instead of one of the... Oh, have you heard of that?
No.
I'm going to butcher the story, but essentially somebody needed some light, and they had a little oil lantern, and they're like, there's not enough oil to last 8 days. And it did.
And that's why there's Hanukkah?
And it's a miracle because the oil lasted 8 days. That was a fucking real cliff notes of the story. But I'm just going to put in miracle oil and I'm sure it's going to come up. Oh, no, miracle oil hair. That's a product. Hanukkah. Hanukkah. How do you spell Hanukkah?
Couldn't tell you.
Hanukkah. The miracle of the oil during Hanukkah, detailed in the Talmud recounts how the Maccabees, after rededicating the temple, found only a single day's worth of pure olive oil, but miraculously, it burned for 8 days, allowing time to prepare new oil, establishing the holiday's 8-day length. So it's literally just that these guys needed some oil. And they were like, we don't got enough. And it ended up being enough. Like, you know, when you think you're going to run out of oil in your car or gas in your car and it goes a lot further than you thought it would? That's the same thing, essentially. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Hanukkah is celebrating that?
The story symbolizes Jewish preservation or I'm struggling with reading today. The story symbolizes Jewish
preservation?
Perseverance. Jesus. And spiritual victory, with the oil representing the rekindled light of God's presence and the freedom to worship. Yeah.
So different than Advent candles.
Hold on. Let's find out. Advent. Wait, did we already look up Advent calendar candles?
Yeah, Advent wreath candles, which is love, peace, and...
Advent calendars are a Christian tradition symbolizing spiritual preparation for Christmas, using candles lit sequentially on an Advent wreath. Each Sunday, representing hope, peace, joy, and love, with a fifth white Christ candle. Oh. Mm-hmm. So no, this one's more about... This one isn't to do with the magical oil. This is...
But they both have to do with God. Well, one's Jesus more specifically. But
usually all that stuff's got something to do with God. But yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But my question is, do you think Catholicism and Christianity introduced candles because it was similar to the Jewish tradition in hopes that people would jump ship? Of being like, well, people already light candles in this religion at this time of the year, so what if we light candles kind of like what they did with the date?
This might be extremely naive. Isn't Christmas kind of a Jewish thing?
No, I don't think so, because I believe that Jewish people celebrate Hanukkah. They don't celebrate Christmas. Whereas Christianity, like Christians, celebrate Christmas and not Hanukkah. But they happen around the same time.
I would say maybe, but at the same time, candles are kind of all they had back then. So it might just be the fact that was just... That's what they got. That's what they got. That's their light source. Mm-hmm. So maybe, because like the pagan thing, picking a date, that's very like, they had 365 options. They could have picked any day, but they picked that date, and it's very widely believed that one of the reasons was to, but the candle thing, I think is just,
what other light sources do they got?
It's pretty wild that there's all these religions that believe in the same thing, essentially. But they just can't fucking agree. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're like, no, our story is right. Our story. You know what I'm saying?
That's people.
Like, they're all, it's all Christmas or Hanukkah. It's Jesus, December 25th. But there's so many versions.
There are.
Why? People killed.
Yeah.
People murdered over these story versions.
It all has to do with power.
Yeah, of course.
It all has to do with
all
power.
Religion is. I think all religion.
Power and love. People want love. People want
love,
power.
Man, peace and love. Yeah. I wonder if there are any like wars around Christmas.
Well, I know. I forget if it was during World War I or World War II. There's this famous story that happened in the trenches, where they paused the war for Christmas and both sides honored it.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Have you... This is really off track.
What?
But have you heard the story of the wolves?
Boy Who Cried Wolf, or like...
No, the story of the wolves in First World War.
No.
So there's a story of the same thing as Christmas, but both sides stopped. I forget where it was. It might have been in Germany, somewhere in Europe. And both sides had a ceasefire because there were so many wolves killing everybody, that wolves were like fucking up both sides. So both sides were like, we need to deal with these wolves. So they stopped fighting, fucked up the wolves, and then went back to fighting. That's wild.
That's pretty wild.
Not Christmas, but related, you know what I'm saying? There have been no full-scale wars based on Christmas as a primary cause, but the holiday has been central to specific conflicts, cultural wars, and military battles fought on December 25th, blah, blah, blah. Huh. That's fun.
People stop fighting on Christmas.
Christmas does have that vibe to it. It's got a don't fight vibe, you know?
Edward.
Official.
What are you looking at?
I don't know. I'm just trying to find more fun stuff about Christmas.
Well, there's tons of fun stuff. Like, what are your Christmas traditions besides praying?
Colors. Oh, red is the blood of Jesus.
Yeah.
Green is eternal life. Gold is gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. What was your question?
White is hope, I think.
Yeah, it's like purity and shit. You know? Mm-hmm. What was your question?
So besides praying, what did your family do?
We always went out to my cabin. And most of the families who lived out there, like the kids I grew up with at my cabin, usually went out to the cabin. We all like skated on Christmas Eve and stuff.
Oh, that's cute.
On the lake. My dad would put like carrots and celery and shit on the deck for the reindeer and cookies out for Santa.
Did they eat it?
Of course, obviously. Yeah, so there's always like, I don't know, to this day I don't know what they did to make, I don't know if they actually like bit the carrots and fucking threw them on the deck, but they did something to make it look like that.
Did they do that for Easter too?
No. Not Easter, it was just fucking chocolate time. there was no
carrots.
Yeah, there was no like, yeah. And then my dad would always write a note like as Santa. He would like pretend to be Santa. Terrible writing. He was the only one who ever read Santa's notes to us because he was the only one who could read his own writing. I clued into that quite early. I don't know. Or a few years before he stopped doing that, I was like, you wrote this.
When did you find out Santa wasn't real?
I
remember my incident.
I didn't have an incident. I think I just kind of like, I don't have like a moment where like someone said it, I overheard, and I was like, I think I just kind of gradually did. You know what I think it was?
What?
I think it was because everyone was so like, believe in Santa, and I was like, this guy's so real. Why do I have to fucking try so hard to believe in him? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I think I just kind of clued into it because when I was a kid, I was very quiet and I was very observant, and I just remember people being so like, make sure you believe in the magic, like make sure you believe. And I was like, if something's real, you don't fucking believe in it. You know it's there. So I was like, why is everyone telling me to believe in this thing? And I think I just kind of like clued in over time that I wasn't like sour about it. I wasn't like, oh, they're lying to me and fucking blah, blah. I think I just kind of after a while just like realized it was just this pretend game. I didn't care. I was getting presents. I was like, cool, this guy, yeah, he's real or not. I don't care. I never really had I don't remember ever being disappointed about Santa not being real, you know? Mm-hmm. You did? You had an incident?
I can still remember it.
Was this deep?
To this day. I was in elementary school. I forget exactly what grade. It was somewhere between kindergarten and grade 2. I knew it wasn't early. Grade 3.
Right? Is that early?
Because you're never going to look at this person the same. You know this person? April told me. April told me.
What a bitch.
I know. So one of my best friends to this day. But she was just talking about it in the lunchroom at recess because I guess her dad left her a video from Santa. But April was a smart cookie, even in like grade 1. Mm-hmm. And the video had like Santa's boots on, and she's like, "Those were just my dad's boots."
That's like my dad's notes. I'm like, this is your fucking writing, dude.
And then I remember, and I still remember her telling me, and then everyone was talking about it. I was like, "Oh yeah, I've known like Santa's not," and then kids were starting to like flex on how smart they were because
yeah.
they all knew that Santa
That's
wasn't
probably
real.
what happened with me too.
And then I was just there and I didn't say anything.
You're just devastated in the corner. You're like, what do you mean?
And then I started like looking at things, but then I think I went into a phase where I just thought they didn't believe hard enough, so Santa stopped seeing them.
Yeah.
But I forget. But I think that was the moment where I started questioning it.
Yeah.
But it's because April was a little bitch about it.
Yeah. I just remember I wasn't a very like make believe kid. I was a very logical kid. Like I never really had like I didn't have imaginary friends. I didn't have like any. I was very like like I was very analytical kid, and I just remember not.
Do you know what I believed in more? Leprechauns. Like I would make really complex leprechaun traps.
Oh really?
On St. Patrick's Day until I was about maybe 10.
That's crazy.
And I put a lot of effort into them. Did you ever do leprechaun traps?
No.
I forget where that came from or why that was a thing.
Leprechaun traps, that'd be St. Patrick's Day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I put a lot of effort in my leprechaun traps.
Yeah, no, I don't honestly.
And I also didn't get a lot out of it. So
well, yeah, because I'm not fucking real. What do you mean?
No.
What do you mean you didn't get a lot
because
of
my
it?
parents would still do it, and they'd put like a little bit of chocolate and some sparkles and stuff like that. But like Christmas, you get big presents.
Oh yeah.
But as a kid, I don't know why I was so invested in making these leprechaun traps, and every year I get like a little Kit Kat or something. But I was so invested every single year to make a really complex leprechaun trap that would take me hours and hours and hours to make.
Yeah.
And I don't think I cared about the chocolate.
You just wanted the leprechaun. You're like,
I just wanted
find this little bitch. This little fucker running around everywhere. Yeah. I don't remember, like, I'm sure I genuinely believed in that stuff when I was really young, but in my conscious memory, I never remember genuinely believing that there was a Santa or there was an Easter Bunny or there was. To me, it was almost like it was like I don't remember ever getting excited to go take pictures with Santa. I don't remember.
I was scared of Santa when I was little.
I
always cry.
think it was because I was a very logical kid, and I remember one thing that I noticed was like how many different versions of this fucking Santa guy there were, and I was like, what? Why is there so many? And I was like, he can't fit down the chimney. I didn't believe in magic when I was a kid. Like I wasn't a very like imaginative child. I was very like I looked at things and I analyzed things. So I just remember being like I almost just always thought of it the way adults think of it. Is like it's just like kind of this magic. It's magic, but it's magic that you just kind of believe in for fun. It's not like, oh, you have to like believe it's real.
Do you still get gifts from Santa?
Yeah. They're usually like socks or some shit, you know. yeah. But I think I just always thought of it as a story. I never thought of it as like there's actually a guy coming around, and I was fine with that. I wasn't like sad about it. I was like, yeah, it's fun. It's a fun story.
It's a fun story.
This guy gives me gifts. I can't, you know, like what is there to be mad about, you know? Yeah. I do think it's wild how like the lengths some parents go to like make their kids believe. I'm like, just fucking if they don't believe in it, just don't, like, what's the problem, you know? Just because when people think it's like, oh, you're not believing in the magic. It's like, no, I believe in the magic of Christmas. Why do I have to believe in a fake dude to enjoy Christmas, you know? But some parents are like, they'll like lie to their kids and they'll like do elaborate things to like lie to their children. It's like, why are you lying? Just like, if they don't believe in it, it's fine, you know? You can still have fun with it.
Would you get concerned? Like, at what age would you get concerned if your kid still believed in Santa?
Once you're reaching, I think, well, it depends on what you mean by believe. If you mean believe in the sense of like we're just having fun. Because that's how I did it when I was a kid. I believed in the sense of like, oh, we're gonna believe this guy is real for these couple days just because it's fun, versus like genuinely thinking he's real. Those are two very different things. If my kid was like getting close to like 10, if they were 7, I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know when kids usually stop believing, but like 7, 8, if they were still invested, I would. I don't know, because on one hand I'd be kind of happy that they're like an imaginative child, but on the other hand I'm like, look around, dude. Have you ever actually seen this guy? like fucking analyze the world a little bit, like have a little bit of detective brain. And if you ever actually seen him, notice how every time you go to the mall, he looks different. Sometimes he's short, sometimes he's not even fat. You got different voices. Every movie shows him differently. Like, put some things together, I would probably, because how parents are usually very like, try to make them continue to believe. I would probably help them out of it. I wouldn't tell them, but I would. Because the one thing you don't want is you don't want your kid to be the last kid to believe in Santa, because that's embarrassing for them. Like you had your moment with April. That's embarrassing for a kid. You still remember it.
I wasn't embarrassed because I didn't out myself. I just didn't say anything.
You just didn't say anything. But lots of kids would out themselves. Lots of kids would like battle back and be like, "No, he's real," and like you don't want that, because then that puts the kid in a state to be like bullied. So I think you need to have like a talk with them and be like, just because you believe in something doesn't mean it has to be real. But I would just straight up be like, "Hey, kid, Santa's not real, you idiot. What are you?" Like that's devastating. But yeah, because I think about how I was like as a kid, and I still enjoyed Christmas just because I didn't believe in Santa. But because my family never had a point where it's like, all right, everyone knows. It was almost like even when I was like a little bit older, it was still like, oh, Santa's coming. Like in like my teenage years and stuff, and I was like, everyone obviously fucking knows Santa's not coming, but we're just like playing a little game. Yeah. When would you be concerned?
I don't know. I think I would just trust them.
The child?
Yeah, and they just figure it out.
Well, of course they'll figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't want you don't want your kid. I think over 10, if they're over 10 and they're still invested, that's rough. Because then that means they're really like gullible. Well, and they're not.
See, to me, this is when it gets tricky because I grew up. I don't want to say I grew up in a Catholic household. I grew up in like a 50-50 household. But I feel in the instance, if you're a very religious person and you're told to believe in God and believe in Jesus, it's a lot easier to continue to believe in something like Santa because it's under the same premise of you don't see them, but they're there.
And I think that's probably why I never really believed, because I was never once influenced to believe in something I didn't actually see. Because I never had religion. We never had anything like that. It was just like we never talked about God. We never talked about Jesus. We never talked about to me it was just kind of like all those things for all my life have always been like pretend. Mm-hmm. So for me, Santa not being real is just kind of like, yeah, obviously he's not real. I don't see him. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe that's sad.
Yeah.
I don't think of it as sad. Like I'm not like sad.
We're just raised differently. So it's hard because I'm trying to remember. And I also forget how religious I was.
Yeah. Yeah, we grew up very differently.
It all the time. Because as soon as I moved to Edmonton, not to blame Edmonton, but I became drastically less religious.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're not encompassed in religion.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of my friends from high school and stuff were like that, who grew up, like a lot of my friends I played volleyball with went to a private Christian school, and then they came to a public high school, and a lot of them, I saw them have that transition of becoming not religious anymore, really.
What's interesting,
or just kind of like less so.
Because for me, being Italian and coming from like an Italian family, culturally, Catholicism is really big, specifically in like the Italian community as well. So there's some things like rosemaries and stuff like that I keep because they've been passed down generationally.
Yeah, but that's tradition.
That's like tradition.
I don't think that means that you're like full invested that Santa's real or
no, but I'm just talking about religion now, I guess.
Yeah.
But everyone that I know on like my Italian side of the family has always remained Catholic, just because it's a part of it.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, it's just like I feel like it's those people who have like it's ingrained in their family. That just becomes a thing where it's like, even if you're not necessarily gung ho in the religion, it's just what your family does.
Yeah.
It's just that's just tradition that you do stuff like, well, it's the same thing with my family praying at Christmas. It's like we aren't religious, but it's just kind of that's what you do at Christmas, you know. So if you do it every fucking weekend or something, then
I forget if this is New Year's or Christmas, but we'd also ring a bell to give an angel new wings, like a new angel wings. I forget if that was Christmas or
I've
New
never heard
Year's.
that before.
My brother and I would make reindeer food and sprinkle it out on
we did
Christmas
that.
Eve.
That was the carrots and
It was
stuff.
like we did like oatmeal and sprinkles
We did carrots and lettuce.
and like sparkles.
Reindeers don't like oatmeal.
That's what my mom made it.
What kind of reindeer eats oatmeal?
We did oatmeal and sprinkles.
Me and your mom will have to have a
sparkles
discussion
so that they'll,
about
like,
reindeer
light
food.
the way.
And sparkles?
Yeah, because
You're giving animals sparkles?
no, now in like
Jeez.
hindsight,
You guys
we
are-
put so many sparkles in our front yard, like years and years and years, that I hope we probably killed some rabbits.
I genuinely think that a lot of the times when we did that, actual animals just came up and ate them. Because we put food on our deck.
We did like oatmeal.
Yeah.
And sparkles.
And we were essentially in the country. So like I'm sure animals just came up and ate.
And
Yeah.
we would do stockings. Like
Stockings were a big thing for my family.
I love stockings.
Stockings were like, we would sit down and before we did any presents, we would do, we would do Santa's presents and stockings first. And we would like watch everyone open their stockings. Yeah.
I love stockings.
Yeah. But we were very you watch people open their presents. Because I feel like some families are just like, fucking find your presents, open them. But like our families were like, okay, here's yours, watch. And then someone goes up and grabs theirs and you fucking sit and you watch.
Yeah.
And then everyone has to go, ooh. Because you got a fucking audience. You got to act it up a little bit. And even when you get socks, you're like, wow, socks. Now I'd love if I got socks because I need some socks. But, you know, yeah. Oh, Christmas.
Yeah. What else do we do? Usually always like a turkey or a ham.
I remember because like we'd have Christmas with just like my family, like immediate family, and then we'd go to my grandma's and we'd go to my other grandma's, and I just remember that being hectic. And I remember my parents always getting like fights and stuff because it's just like chaotic of like, oh, we gotta go here and then we gotta go there. I didn't like that part because that was just like
everyone.
Yeah, because it wasn't like oh, this is a great fun time, we're gonna get to go see everybody. It was like we have to go see everybody. It was a chore. It was like we have to go. And even if you ask, like, I'm sure if you ask my mom or dad now, they're like, yeah, it was fucking annoying because it was like we were at my cabin and then it was an hour to my grandma's in Edmonton and then it was another hour to my grandma's in Stony Plain and fucking blah blah blah. So it was more just like it was just annoying to like go to all these places, and it just kind of like took away some of the magical things. And then one of my family's side was always like very, I don't want to say boring, but it was like very calm. Like one side of my family is very just like You eat, you do some puzzles, and you just like open some presents, and it's very like, how's everyone doing? How's your life? Blah, blah, blah. And then the other side of the family is just fucking chaos. It was just like wild. Someone always cried. There was always a fight. There was always like, and I would just like play with my train set. And like, because I was pretty young. And then, yeah. So it was always just like a hectic Christmas. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really have that. I think
Christmas
when I was
was chaos.
younger, we would see our cousins more.
That was
But
the only time I ever saw my cousins.
I don't even know if I have cousins anymore. Like,
Sure
I
you have
know
cousins.
of my 2 cousins on my mom's side.
What do you mean anymore? Did they all die?
No, I have a very distant family. So my cousins on my mom's side, I'm still in touch with. They're really sweet, and but I met them when I was 16 years old at a funeral. Like, I've only known
You met them late.
since I was 16. And then the cousins that I have on my dad's side aren't cousins, the wrong word. Because what is a cousin again? Like, what is that's
A cousin?
yeah, that is like
A cousin is your aunt or uncle's kid.
yeah.
So,
So,
your parents' siblings' children.
yeah. So my dad didn't have any siblings,
Mm-hmm.
but my dad's mom, so my grandma, was a child of 8. And then their kids had siblings. So when
So
I
you
was
have a shit ton of cousins, probably.
well, are those cousins or are those second cousins or like I don't know how.
Sorry, so your grandma was 8?
So my grandma
Yeah.
had one son, which is my dad.
Yeah.
But she was the 8th child.
Oh, that would be your.
Do you know what I'm
What
saying?
would that be? I don't know how that shit works. It'd be that would be like I think that might be your 3rd cousin,
I don't know.
because I think your 2nd cousin is your cousin's kid.
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
But anyways, I know that I probably, because my grandma was the youngest of 8 children.
That's
And I'm sure that those other 8 kids have, like,
Yeah, they probably have tons of kids. You probably have a huge.
But I
maybe
have
you
no
don't.
idea
Yeah,
who
you might
most
not
of
have
them are.
communication
I
with
have
them, but I'm
no
sure
idea.
if that's the case, you probably have a fucking massive family.
and then the people who I met in Scotland.
and you're Italian.
Well, I'm not talking about that side of the family.
Oh.
I'm talking about my dad's side of the family, who's like Scottish and British.
But Italians have lots of kids. Or they used to. They used to. Maybe not
They used
anymore.
to.
But Italians are one of the peoples that would have like fucking 6 or 8, 7
Yeah.
kids.
So I only have like 2 cousins on my mom's side that I'm aware of, and then it's like
Yeah.
the same situation as my dad's side, where
Mm.
not everyone had kids.
All
like,
my
they're
cousins
brothers
are
and sisters.
girls
Yeah.
and older than me.
Well, aren't you the only?
I am the only in my generation in terms of like my sisters and my cousins.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the only boy and I'm the youngest.
Mm.
So I have 6 immediate cousins, all girls, all older than me, and I have 2 older sisters.
Mm.
So I was the only boy in all these events.
Well, both of my cousins are male, and then my brother,
Yeah.
and then there's me.
So we're like opposites.
We're like opposites.
Maybe that's why we get along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I guess the people in Scotland who I just met, would those be cousins?
Are they your uncle or aunt with children?
So, no, it was my grandfather's brother's kids.
Grandfathers, brothers, so that would be the same thing where it's like
Yeah.
your 2nd or 3rd. I don't know how that shit
I
works.
don't know how it works. But they were really
Yeah.
nice. And then I met their kids.
Oh my god. Now
So
we're
I
doing
don't know.
family tree shit.
Yeah, I don't know how it works.
Christmas.
But anyways, I guess what I was saying, when I was really young, we would sometimes go to my dad's family, like 2nd or 3rd cousins or
Yeah.
whatever, who would have a farm. And we got to
Ooh.
play with horses and stuff like that.
That's
but then I
fun.
think something happened and then that I think they got a divorce or something. So then they stopped
And
having
then
like
you didn't
Christmas
get horse
parties and
privileges?
stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's always just been us. Which I don't mind.
Christmas.
Christmas. And
Your
then-
family has a good time at holidays, though.
Yeah,
You guys play lots
well,
of games
We
and
like
stuff.
board games.
Yeah.
And then we'll invite my friend uncles. I don't know. My uncles who aren't uncles. Pepsi.
Uncles. I got some of those.
Yeah.
I got an uncle's son, uncle.
We usually have people over, and then my friends will come over. We'll probably bake cookies with Maddie and Sophia again this year.
Is Maddie coming over again?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can't believe I did that.
I do. I can.
Can you?
Well, yeah, you forget everyone's birthday.
No, here's the thing. I think if you are someone in my life who I consider like family, I believe that you know how much I love you, and then I don't need to prove it. So you've just graduated to a privilege of me forgetting your birthday because I don't make a note of it because I love you so much.
It's a privilege. It's my privilege that you forget my birthday.
No, and I don't forget. I try really hard, but I know that you love me regardless of my flaws. But I've never done that for Maddie and Sophia ever before, but I also consider them like family.
When's my birthday?
The 18th. I just did so many medical forms for you. February.
What's the year?
1998.
Wow. I think it's the first time you've ever answered that first try.
I had to fill it out so many times over the past week. But poor Maddie and Sophia. I almost forgot Sophia's birthday this year. I did forget Maddie's.
By like a month.
By a month. I called her though. She forgives me. But yeah, they're like family.
Yeah.
I'm sure I've forgotten April's birthday.
Yeah.
I'm sure April has forgotten mine.
I think we should wrap this up.
Okay.
Because now we're just talking about your family. And your inability to remember birthdays.
Well, we were talking about Christmas, weren't we?
We were, and then we started talking about family trees. Do you have any more questions about Christmas?
No, should we do our advent calendars?
Oh, sure. Where are they? Oh, they're over there.
Advent calendar.
Do you want me to do mine?
Yeah, do yours.
Yes.
What'd you get?
That's what I wanted. I wanted a Jolly Rancher really bad. Shanks.
Okay.
Your turn.
Whoa, full size?
Yeah.
Full size?
You only gave me one in the last one. Well, because I got bags of things that originally I was going to split.
Oh, but now
you
just...
the 24 has been reduced to like 7. 24 days because now we're only doing like a week. So now I'm just like, yeah.
Wow, that's very generous of you.
Is that all it's in there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a pretty big one. Aw, thank you. Merry
Only the
Christmas.
best from my little... my little poo-poo, yeah. La poo-poo. Yeah.
Aw. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Ah, my knees!